Hi, Nevada Virtual Academy, junior, seniors, proficiency exam. This is also applying to freshmen and to 10th graders too. Monomials, factoring, easy to do if you pay attention. What you have to start first with is to break each one of your monomials here into prime factors, right? And if you have 34x to the fourth y to the y cubed, you have what? 34x to the fourth y cubed, and I'm trying to find its prime factors. 34 is actually what? 2 times 17. 2 times 17. X to the fourth is x times x times x times x. Y cubed is y times y times y, right? Next term, next monomial, 17 x squared y to the fifth, right? Which equals what? Well, 17 is prime. X squared is x times x. Y to the fifth is y times y times y times y times y. Okay, now I'm looking for common factors. I have a 17 and a 17. I have an x and an x, another x. I have a y. I have another y. And I have another y. Okay, now from here you can determine which one is your common factor, and would be what? 17 times I have x times x, which is x squared, and I have a y, another y, and another y, which is y cubed, right? And what is left in here? I have 2 and x squared in the first one. So basically I can write inside the parentheses now, because I'm taking the common factors outside each one of these, terms, right? What is left from the first monomial? After you divide the first monomial by the common factor 17x squared y cubed, you will have only 2 times x, which is 2x squared. The operation between them, or inside the parentheses, will be negative, minus, right? What you have left on the second monomial? Well, 17x, x, y, y, y. I have only y times y. That will be remaining after I'm dividing 17x squared y cubed, y to the fifth, I'm sorry, to the common factor. So it will be minus y squared. And this is the answer for this problem here. Okay, let's try the other one. 36. 35m cubed n. So I'm taking that, let me separate them. 35m cubed n, and I will break it down in prime factors. 35 is nothing else but 5 times 7. M cubed is m times m times m and times n. Okay, next one, 105 m squared n to the third. 105 m squared n to the third equals. Now looking for 105 factorization, and first thing, well, you can take it separately here and just go one step at a time. 105, if you add all the digits, 1 plus 0 plus 5 gives you 6, which tells you that this number is divisible by 3. 3 goes in 10 how many times? 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9 out of 10. 1, 3 goes in 15. 5 times, and now we know 35 is actually 5 times 7. 5 goes in 35, 7 times, 7 is 7 once. This is the prime factorization of 105. 3 times 5 times 7, right? So this is going to be 3 times 5 times 7 times n squared. M times n cubed, which is n times n times n. Next step, look for common factors in both of these two monomials, right? And I have a 5 and a 5. I have 7 and a 7. I got an m, and also an n, right? So from these two, I can say that my common factor, looking at numbers, is what? 35 I have how many m's repeating in both? Two of them, right? Which is m squared. And then I have an n. 35 m squared n is my common factor, which comes outside. Inside, in the parentheses, I will put everything else that remains, right? I got an m, and I got n squared and a 3 right here. So for the first one, that's only m, right? Because 35 m cubed n divided by 35 m squared n will be n. The operation was what? Plus. What is left from the second monomials? Well, 3 times n, which is 3, n. Hold on, we're missing something here. Oh, that's m here, right? It's not n. On the first one, we have an m. So the m plus 3n squared. And that's the answer for the second one, 36. Let's try 37. 37. First monomial, 2d squared e squared minus 8d to the 6 e to the 6, right? And now I don't have to, follow the same factorization that we did so far, because I know 2 goes in 8, right? So obviously should have a 2 outside here. Then I have d squared and d to the 6th. Obviously d squared is a factor of e to the 6th, and d squared would be outside. E squared e to the 6th, I will also have an e squared here. And in the parentheses now, 2d squared e squared divided by 2d squared e squared, because this is going to be my common factor here, would be just 1 minus, right, because there's a minus right there. A divided by 2 is going to be 4. D to the 6, and if you go and you can take it separately here, divided by d squared is going to be d to the power of 6 minus 2, which is d to the 4th, right? The other one, e to the 6 divided by e squared, is going to be e to the 4th by the same rule, right? Property of our laws of exponents. And this is the answer. 2d squared e squared, common factor, times 1 minus 4d to the 4th e to the 4th. And you have it. Thank you.